Hey there, it's Peacekeeper Alex and Psychic Wargamers. We're going to do another Psychic Wargamers Let's Play. This is going to be the Psychic Wargamers Total War Three Kingdoms Yellow Turban Rebellion Let's Play number 50. There'd been a bit of a mishap in regards to the naming scheme for the past 15 episodes or so. There was an extra episode hidden away, found, and there will be a renaming happening regarding. So yeah, we're gonna carry on with the campaign here, where we left off last time, labeled Let's Play number 48. But it's actually Let's Play number 49, and it will be changed eventually. Uh, let's see what's going on. So we can see a bit of a standoff here happening near Penchang. Hua Tuo sitting there with a small remainder of another army, Machao, who'd already been defeated, I believe. And we got two armies standing up to him here, Jianpu as well as Huang Shao. And we try to, we do battle. This is what happens here. 2021 deployed, reinforcing 2,648. Kingdom of Wei against He Yi. Kingdom of Wei pack in 3,143, 244 reinforcing, and we do have the advantage here. It says decisive victory, so we're going to start battle. Spitting. Let's see here what we got here. So we are working with two armies. One's going to be hitting the field. It's going to be reinforcing this main force here. We got 6 units bowmen. We have 7 units, 8 units swordsmen, 2 units of spearmen. Got that militia of virtue and yellow turban spearmen. We also have an extra swordsman up front here, the Yusha. Special stance, being able to go into the no man's land, guerrilla stance. We can go over here and do shield wall. We also have some deployments as well that we can be using. So we got some stakes, put up the arrow tower, and of course the oil spill. We start the battle. Of course, the enemy is kind of just marching down this ridge here. He's put up his arrow towers and wooden stakes. Spear warriors, King Surrenderous. Have some Saber Militia, 2 units. You got 2 units of Yangtao Jai Infantry, some regular Jai Infantry, and then more Militia. And Swordsman, Medium Sword Infantry as well. We have 2 Crossbow repeating, 2 Archer Militia. You got right on the left flank some more Spear Warriors and Spear Guards, as well as the Mounted Militia, 2 units, and their generals right near there on the left flank, except for the one who's in the center, right near his archers. He doesn't seem to want to move, but my reinforcing army has hit the field. I'm going to send him right to where I am. So if he doesn't want to move, that's his choice. The enemy still doesn't want to maneuver, so I might have to send some horsemen over here to do something about it, and of course I have no horsemen. So it's going to be the generals, one of them probably on the left flank. See how much damage you can do to that Spear Warriors by sending it in early. The 3 generals in the reinforcing army are arriving, and they do have... No, they do not. Knowledge of the body would have been one of the best things to see here, but it is not here. We got a lot of other buffs. Preach is one of the key ones that we have here. All fronts. Surprise attack, favorable strikes. We also have some disorientate and commanding shout. There's also knowledge of the mind, the -30 morale once we engage. And I think I want to grab all the generals, put them off onto one side here. That's how I'm hoping to go. But we're still waiting for forces. We're going to speed it up. And the reinforcing is here. They still don't want to budge. March up forwards, I think. Or we can stay put. We can try and get the generals going on the left-hand side. That might work. So if we can just provoke them enough to send their forces, send one unit right here.
Our comrade is under attack!
Reforming the lines here as I get the generals in, charging at that spear warrior unit. See more generals charging in here, attacking that left flank. See the amount of spear warriors here getting cut down by the gens. I think we will use a bit of a buff.
waste your breath. You will need it. Ready. Go, go, go! Hurry! Move!
So we're going to move the generals away and trying to... You can see some of the enemy here now approaching the right flank. Machao just charging out towards the enemy, and we just start to retreat the generals. And we're going to try and sweep across their front lines to try and continue to provoke, and they are starting to maneuver.
Look to your own troubles before mine. March to the devil! Move on quickly!
And Machao is on foot. Sadly, his horse was lost. So we're going to send the generals out to continue to try and protect Huang Shao. Our general, who's still on foot, getting harassed. We just get him out of there. If he can just start to retreat backwards, he'll be fine. We'll leave the horsemen. Now they're starting to get damage, the generals. They're clashing with multiple units here. Saber Militia, King Surrenderous, multiple units trying to chase after them in many different fashions. One of which, though, is the horsemen, the mounted Saber Militia, the more dangerous to be true. You can see Huang Shao here making a run for it, with the enemy chasing not far behind. The Saber Militia, the arrows are firing upon him. He's trying to make it across that river, and the enemy army is on the move. They continue to move forward. They're getting to that lake, and we're going to try and... We're going to leave this Yellow Turban Warrior unit right in the center as bait, but we're going to try and retreat backwards in the nick of time. I think I want to maneuver some troops to the river crossing. And Machao is trying to attack as he's getting pelted from arrows, just sitting here. A hail of arrows right on the right flank. Right where the center and the right flank are crossed. We're trying to retreat our generals backwards. And we're going to retreat that center unit. Right, we're going to maneuver backwards here, I think. The enemy bowman is what I am worried of to be true. We're try and center the bows. We're trying to hit that militia on the right flank. You can see the enemy cavalry trying to cross that river on the right flank. On the left flank, one of the Saber Militia has ventured out of the river. And I do have units in vicinity, 4 units of spearmen. I'm going to try and gang up on these guys. The bowmen are firing upon the enemy, trying to make it across that river right on the right side. Multiple bow fires hitting them. King Surrenderous losing men. I've shielded the 2 units of spearmen ganging up on that Saber Militia right near the river crossing. And it ends up working because they're in water. They can't run. So their block chance is less so if we get some units out there and end up taking the battle to them to a certain extent. We throw our generals in the mix. Things get interesting. No, just another 2 interesting. Just another 2 right there. That's not how you've been going with it. Because there's somebody who's done here, Alex. They don't say that you're this person. Regardless of whether I am something that I am, that means Brickhead's relayed in the light, I don't deserve to be attacked. I think that point has been made, quite honestly, enough. And if it hasn't been made enough yet, then something else changes. I don't know what else to tell you. Myself and other survivors and spirit guides don't deserve to receive spiritual disturbances and things of that nature in the ways that spirit guides need it. I'm out with the Psychic Wargamers disclaimers that shows need to be displayed where shows need, the women shows need. And now we're going to attack here. You can see right behind this, the Saber Militia that have been cornered by the Spearmen are now being slammed. Some of the Chanters, given that power to, you can see the Sacred Chants, 10% melee damage base, 10% melee damage armor piercing, plus 10% armor. So it helps a great given a lot to be true. You can see these clashes happening around the left flank in the center, right near this river. Right near this river crossing. You can see multiple links to the river. Yeah, to a certain degree, six links. And land in between 4 pieces of land, but the enemy has crossed that and are now near the river crossing. We have a lot of men just sitting there. We have a decent right flank as well too, so the right flank is fairly secure. The left flank and the center, half center, is engaging, and I think I need to send more units because that seems to be what's happening to a certain degree. We are trying to hit the bowmen here too. We can see some of the archers, some of the archery fire. And again, these cavalry, the mounted lancer militia on the right flank, not doing much. Deciding not to do much, so we're going to advance our right flank. And they are almost deciding to cross. And they are charging. Right into the melee infantry, but too much melee infantry here it's going to be. They're going to get overrun fairly quick, and they're going to retreat. So harassing on the right flank, the horsemen. Of course, my audio, for some reason, is fine.
Look, the enemy run! Raven! Fight! Make ready! Stand ready! Attend! Take heed, warriors! Prepare! Destroy them! Strike!
The enemy unit flees! What cowards!
A thorough shellacking seems to be happening. The enemy is losing ground quickly. They only got 17,646, 3,923. You can see the Lancer Militia here, the Mounted Lancer Militia, making a push right in the center. Left flank. Center left flank, is that really center left flank? Well, the center left flank, technically speaking, is surrounded by the enemy, but has a lot more. It looks like the enemy's more to be surrounded, but getting attacked right behind in the center, as you can see here from the horsemen, pushing through, trying to attack and surround the units on the left flank on my side. He kind of surrounded there, and just a lot of men still in the center, able to withstand a couple units from the enemy. You can see your King Surrenderous, again, that medium sword infantry. You got that Saber Militia, a couple units. You got some, also right on the left side of the center. And you can see just this general, or not even general, giant militia, 5 units left, trying to harass whatever they can muster up to break the left flank that is seemingly unbreakable. The right flank didn't have to do much but stand there near the river, and that is the real true. We're going to push them in and move inwards and across that river. You can see the main line still dealing with General Suo Xian, and he is continuing to harass and attack. You can see there, taking devastating, but getting up. We're still trying to protect those arrows. Seems to be the right side of the center that was remaining, if not a part of the right flank, to be true. You can see the archers finally wavering down. You can see how many have been lost in regards to the arrow fire and the amount of damage wreaked.
The enemy warriors are running! Ha! Ready! Show no mercy! At the ready! Stand ready! Go, go, go! Ready! Strike! Destroy them! Spears ready!
And we're doing a great chase here. The spearmen routing the archers. Pelted. Our archers are doing due diligence, as well as the crossbow trying to escape the onslaught of spearmen. Their center is almost overtaken to a certain degree. A couple generals left. Tao Shang and Hua Tuao. You can see a couple units here. The Lankai swordsman holding off 4 units right off to the right flank. Multiple in the distance here, retreating. A couple more units for the enemy, regrouping. Yan Zhao Jai infantry and spear warriors, 2 full units over near their base. So we're going to have to send more units that way to do something about it. The rest seem to be routed. The left flank forming up.
Strike them down! Move out quickly! Take heed, warriors! For the great peace! Blades ready! Move, move!
Interesting that we're going to have to venture past.
Attend! Take heed, warriors! The enemy unit flees!
We're going to send our generals.
Go, go, go! At the ready! Hurry, move! Swords drawn! Unleash fury!
Couple more units in the back here. Just that, it's that same general who's been plaguing. So we need to take out a couple more generals, a couple more units fleeing, and a couple more units still at the base. And they're starting to get charged right here. You can see some spearmen pulling up. Peasants, nonetheless. I need some yellow turban warriors. My general moving right past them, going to that second spear warriors unit after taking that arrow tower, because let's not deal with that while we're at it.
Stand ready! To attention! Ready! Still yourselves! We have captured their tower! Ready! March to the devil! Steel yourselves! Ready! Weapons ready!
Saber militia here, caught unawares right from behind. Extra units popping up, attacking it, sandwiching it. And then we got some Yang Zhao Jai infantry, as well as trying to hold the line the remainder, really, of this army. The rest is on the move and fairly put to the well.
Enemy run. Craven. Do not relent. To attention. Attack.
You can see here chasing after Huatua, the strategist. He's exhausted. He's in the river, and we got multiple units there moving towards him.
No. One of our
Murong Shuhui has been defeated. One of our generals has been.
Take heed, warriors.
One of our generals, man. We gotta get these guys out of here. We gotta bring in the spearmen. We're gonna pull back on the enemy, the generals here, because one of them was cut down, but also one of the enemy generals was done as well. You can see your spearmen coming in, charging at these spear warriors. Medium spear against light spear. Militia of virtue. Step up from peasant, though. Well, for what's acceptable, the peasants are there. They are chasing off Yang Zhao Jai infantry.
Enemy warriors are ready.
What needs to be seen. Where is the last? That seems to be him. He is near the ending of his life. Well, I think he's going to be maybe captured. Xian, Suo Xian. There's also the other one. And he's off in the distance. He was, but I think he retreated. So really leaves this one last unit who continues to retreat and correct, Yang Zhao. And there we go, they're off retreating, so when the general goes down finally... Oh, and here he is. This is one of them. I'm going to send my 3 generals right after him. And he retreats. Leaves another spearman unit in the distance for some reason. And that other general being chased. Or is another unit? Nah, it's a unit and it is finished.
Take heed, warriors. To attention. Run, run.
And he's near the archer towers, this last unit, so he's getting picked off already. You can see the chase and the clash. My unit's finally taking out the last unit of this army. Victory.
Your war has brought you to the very gates of your enemy. Behind their walls, they steel themselves against your armies. They cannot hold out forever. Yet an assault may be costly if not swift. Yet wait too long.
Celebration is due. Let
4,669 deployed. 1,292 lost.
free them all.
Ooh, Machao was captured. Whoa. Remaining 3,377. Enemy captured 282. 3,387 deployed. 2,865 lost for the Kingdom of Wei. 522 remaining.
Deflect with shield, cleave with sword.
And I think we are going to pursue,
Strike.
because that probably would be the best idea. Delegate, and the army's done.
Righteousness won today. Let the
Tao Shang
captives
Suo
go.
Xian is released.
Thrust with conviction and strike through.
So that center battle of them rallying, finally coming into fruition, and fracture by the enemy here. You can see 4 armies decimated, not having too much left. Sun Yu, Machao, Cao Ang, as well as Hu Wanshan, and also Sun Ren. So 5 enemy armies, all surrounding Yang Zhao. Remember, livestock farm was owned by He Yi before Yangzhou Imperial City maneuvered to take Yangzhou farmland and the Yangzhou livestock farm. Uh, we can also see Wu Li, Hu Pingshu, as well as Dongli Liang, and they're fairly beat up. But I think we're gonna regroup. We're gonna regroup into near Chen, livestock farm, and I think also near Pencheng, regional city. We go to Pencheng, we'll heal up easy, and it will be good. Go to March, and we can march this too. So next turn we'll start feeling that healing full effect. We can also recruit some more stuff, because this guy definitely does need some recruit. That is for true. So we're near Pencheng. Chen, 6 armies ready to maneuver onto the Kingdom of Wei to the south, where they once came. And of course, to the north, we can see a lot of different things here. Yuan Shu. I am glad I am not at war with Yuan Shu. 3 big armies right near Yunchuan, Yingchuan, Imperial City. And Luoyang, a small regional city. Well, this is what they're saying here. It's not funny. You don't know what to do it from this life and the others that main spirit guides relayed. Because that is the case, the signed others to main spirit guides are advocating for what main spirit guides chose for us to advocate in regards to this marking education, etc., defined by main spirit guides pertaining to ancient China, the way main spirit guides indicated. You can see Lu Yang here. I am a psychic medium that does a certain kind of advocation work at times in a certain context. There's a lot of different spiritual energies happening around, and it can lend towards certain kind of communication and let know in many different forms. And we are still marching over to Chang'an Jade Mine. You can see here we just need this one more turn. That's what we need. Be much better after this turn. And again, we're starting to maneuver also on Badong City. That is another one. We don't want to go around there, though. That is not what we want to do. That is where we want to go. Because somehow going to a certain direction on this river has been problematic. So we can see here we need a lot of upgrading in regards to our generals. He has advanced again. 2 points this time. Fanaticism... Tranquility, +2, Enlightenment, +3%, Income from Peasantry, Peace is the natural state, all else is transitory. We also have Zeal, +8 Expertise, +8% melee armor-piercing damage, +40% melee attack rate. Oh yes. Zeal, yes. Tranquility, indeed. That is what we chose. Huang Shao also has gained levels. Precision... I like precision, +8 expertise, +8% ranged armor-piercing damage, +8% ranged firing rate is what we're going to choose. Endurance, +8 resolve, -50% attrition from military supplies shortage, enables fatigue resistance. Crisis is an opportunity riding the dangerous wind. Restraint to fatigue, I like that as well. Huang Shao, and yeah, it is. Rolong Cai is also gained a level. Focus, +2 enlightenment, +2% ranged armor piercing damage, +10% ranged damage, +3% income from industry, +5 resolve, +3 cunning, +2 enlightenment. Focus it is. It's just on the one, I think. So we also have more to do. Pu Tao. Accessories. Preach. It's a good one to go with. Preach. Jianpu has also gained a level. We can do followers. Diviner. +6 cunning, +6 authority, +2 morale. No, it's not guesswork. I have a sense for these things. We also have bodyguard and herdsman. What we're going to give him is insight, +15% research rate, +10% ranged block chance, +2 enlightenment, +3 authority, +5 expertise. +4 resolve, +4 instinct, +10 melee evasion. I think we're going to give him a bodyguard, yes. +4 instinct, +4 resolve, +10 melee evasion. Gan Ziyu. Effortless flow, +3 resolve, +5 instinct, +2 enlightenment, +10% campaign movement range, +10% speed. Much, much appreciated. Gonzi Yu, Simaxin. Insight, Defiance. Knowledge of the body, good sir. Sometimes it's not what you hit or how hard, but where. There we go. And the followers are going to give him what? I guess we didn't go with the bodyguard on the last guy, so. Oh, I think we can. Okay, correct. Kang Tai. For followers. What else do we got here? Do we are easy good? It's Lu Yu who needs to be upgraded next. We can see Precision. I like Precision. What's Lu Yu's game? We do have some archers. Archery Masters and Holy Arrow Masters, so Precision is a good one. Is what we will choose. Integrity and Precision, Insight, and Inner Fire. Lu Yu, Legendary Scholar. He is rocking the Wooden Ox, the Professor, the Black Thoroughbred, the Disciple's Attire, and the Jian, Common Weapon. Oh, but we do have some good ones we can give him here. The Trust of God. Oh my. Yeah. Yes, this is the Trust of God. We give him the Trust of God, and that is the case. Simaxin, we can give him some stuff too. We can give him an axe. Yeah, Cleaver of Mountains. Plus 15 Resolve is what we're going to do here. Simaxin. Well, okay, correct. You don't know why. That's how we all felt. That's how we felt about it, and you don't know why. Something you said about all this. I go with between Spirit Guides and Rolade. Alright. That is how you went with it. Gonzi Yu. We can also give him something else as well here. Heirloom Spear. Or the Warglaive. The gun. We can give him a gun. We give him a gun. This is interesting. He's got the gun. Gonzi Yu's got the gun. If you had some good, like, we got some precision on here. Like, that was always interesting. What's the other one? Simaxin, Jianpu. Jianpu. We can give something decent here. Blade of Xiang Yu. Xiang Yu? Well, why can't we just... This is it. Lu Yu, can we do on that one? Blade of Xiang Yu. He's supposed to have this. The Blade of Xiang Yu. This is the case. Plus 18 authority. Plus 25% enemy armor. Enables scare. Plus 40 charge bonus. Slices through jade like so much logging. Oh, this is what was supposed to be. So who gets the Trust of God then? I need to go up here. Well, alright, this is the case of this. There is some who've been waiting for some new weaponry for a while now. This is the case. Like, what is he rocking here? We got the Family Spear Refined. I think the Family Spear works. He-Man. He's got the matched Chui. Noble Sword. He's been using this for a while now. Give him double sword and there's something that happens. That would be interesting. Yeah, it's more damage. Hang Xian. He's been using the gun, and we can give him Warglaive. That's how I feel. Okay, correct. Pingai. He's been using the Noble Sword. We can replace it. Maybe. No. That's decent. Huang Shao. He's been rocking the matched Jian. Marshal Jai. Wu Li. Heirloom Spear.
I shall not waver.
Wang Dun. He's just a regular spear. We're gonna give him the heirloom. Well, okay. You don't know why, because it was. It mattered, man. You don't know why. There was something you did. They hurt you. Light and setting that means just needed. Do what means just needed. Versus marking after change set your development. So guys, means just needed. Because you've been going with what your main spirit guides indicated. I have been going with what main spirit guides indicate in the light greatly. In regards to what main spirit guides indicate in the light. It's real true. Alright, you still have... And this is just this. This is just this, man. That's how we all said. So we do have some forces up top, do we? Or is it Gongdu? Seems to be all Gongdu. We do have some forces near Nanyang, and we do have a reinforcing army trying to get there. I think I can bring him over to Nanyang. That'd be much better. True. Then we just have to worry about Chen farmland. It's owned by Yuan Shu, so we're gonna have to worry. We're gonna have to, well, we're gonna have to leave it be for now. But Chen Imperial City, on the other hand, seems to be ready, and it looks like Cao Cao doesn't have too many forces left in the north. In fact, Kingdom of Song seems to be around, though. 3 armies. I don't see Cao Cao, so I don't know if he's maneuvering downwards, if in Chen farmland there's something, or maybe Yangzhou farmland to be true. And over to the south, I do have an extra army near Runan. Good luck. Good luck with that. That was the case. I do have some movement as well, too. Men, Yuan Chang. I think what we want to do is here go to Badong Lumberyard. That's where we want to end this. And I think we can go there pretty soon. We're going to try and take on Sun Qian, and then go downriver as well and take on Sun Se. We're going to end. We do have some reforms that we have to do here. Rally sympathizers. Plus 15 enlightenment unlocks assignment to rally sympathizers. This assignment is available to veterans. Plus 14 satisfaction for veterans. Research. 2 turns. And next turn. We're going to delegate small battle. They weren't able to overtake Kingdom of Wei, gathering 3 armies here and not able to muster enough to put down Chen. And Lu captured. And they ended up doing a gambit, going out on the offensive. And now we end up getting attacked by Sun Se. We're going to retreat downriver, but if he continues to follow, oh, he does. And we can't start this battle. We must delegate, and it says that we predict a Pyrrhic victory now. So, delegate. Pyrrhic victory. Ended up defeating, we lost about the same. 1864 off 3,602, 2,693 deployed, 1972 lost. Our Kingdom of Wei, the 1738 to 721. Enemy captured 196, enemy captured 0. Recruit. Oh, and they show force muster. Holy smoke. Holy smoke, they come out packing here, people. Look at this. 4 large armies traverse outside Kingdom of Wei territory. Massive amount. And just as I was about to rout the rest of the generals, put up a good fight. 4 of them. And we're going to try and chase them down here. 2, Sima Yi and others just emerge. Sounds of tapping hurried reports. Regis use soldiers whilst on patrol can hear tapping from beneath them. This is a sure sign that the enemy is beneath us, attempting to sap our defenses. We must deal with this immediately. Smoke the tunnels or collapse the tunnels. Collapse the tunnels. And Kongrong stormed out too, trying to get us away from finally vanquishing that last approach. You can see Bai Hai, they're approaching in the north with multiple armies. So I bring forth an extra army to try and save. I think we can try and raise another one. And we can't, we have too many.
There is way lays chaos. Marching. Always forwards.
Steel for battle.
Now 3 armies against Kongrong with close victory. This is the case, people. Deployed 2,254, reinforcing 4,659 against 5,064. The Siege of Donglai Imperial City, Kongrong's last stand.
Keep your spirits high. We shall win.
Without this army, they are exposed.
Whoa, whoa. Let's start battle here. We're all going to try and get to that side we need to.
Reinforcements are on the field.
To attention! Live!
Scale the walls. Up, move. To attention.
Ahead! Cannon!
Swordsman. Yellow turban. With speed. Cavalry, attend.
We have a lot of cavalry, and that is a decent of it.
Cavalrymen. Make ready.
You can see here we have some White Wave Horsemen, Righteous Vanguards, Yellow Turban Horsemen, and Jaitsi Raiders, 2 units apiece.
Go, go. March quickly.
And we're going to send our generals right at that gatehouse. So we storm the gatehouse.
Over the wall.
And we are scaling now with many different troops here. Trebuchet fire. Firing upon the reinforcing armies, trying to get back. We can see here 3 groupings of reinforcements.
Our brother is under
See here we
attack.
got some more archery units, which is a good thing. And I think I'm actually just going to send them straight to where they need to go over here. Unit 3. Well, grouping 3. And they open the gates instead, and you can see my generals right there at the gatehouse. I'm going to send in that extra unit.
Is this your first time in battle?
You can see them climb up on the walls here. West side of the west side of the city, and we're still trying to maneuver more forces this way. Again, we got some Sacred Garden Watch, some Yusha. We have 5 units. Yellow Turban Warriors with another to spare. We got 4 units, 6 units Spearmen, and they are trying to traverse to the area over to the west of the city where we are trying to bombard. We already got multiple units on the
At the ready.
walls.
Blaze ready. Destroy them. Swordsmen. To battle.
Stand ready!
Archery fire into the city itself, hitting, pelting down on the enemy. Lankai archers receiving a brunt of it. You can see on the walls, still fighting fiercely, right off to the left flank.
If only wars were won with
Getting some
witty
axe
words.
band from the enemy, causing problems. You can see some mounted lancer militia on the inside of the city wall. You can see spearmen and heavy sword infantry circling around, creating different kinds of stances. Again, right off to the right side of this wall, this outer wall. 2 units trying to hold it back here. Yellow Turban warrior units trying to hold it back against Geon sword guards, and they're getting pelted fairly heavily. You can see some of my horse. There's some heavy spear cav. I have some heavy spear cav for some reason is over near the walls over here, getting hurt pretty badly. And now we're going to send the rest of the cav after him. Decided to open up that wall, and it's spearmen that's there. Mounted Lancer militia as well. We're going to send those cav units. Try and lend some support. That's what we say.
Our men flee the battlefield. Make ready. Steel yourselves. Release missiles. Blades, prepare.
The yellow sky awaits. Strike! Take heed, warriors!
And this cav is acting a bit funny. I've been trying to send it over to the main lines, the main gatehouse, trying to get through.
As one!
The men have no ammunition.
And you can see the Yellow Turban warriors here now getting beat up. Attacked right across the line here, trying to hold it together.
Take heed, warriors. Loose.
Make ready. No mercy.
Our men flee the battlefield.
Some of our men getting killed trying to get in there. 3,571 against 4,989. Still looking steep. Trying to gain entrance to this city.
Fire upon them. Citizens, kill them.
The enemy unit flees. What cowards!
Hurry! Stand ready! Show them justice! Spears ready!
So we're still going to send up men to try and take them walls.
Our men have no ammunition. They cannot fire.
Yellow turbans, attend! Unleash fury!
The time has come. Show them justice.
Swordsmen ready.
For the way.
See some Yellow Turban warriors here still fighting fiercely on the walls, trying to survive. 3, 4, 5 units retreating earlier. And I don't know what these guys are doing over here. What is going on? Why are they over here? So we're going to go to a gatehouse here on the other side of the map, traversing from my cav and generals for some sort of strange-ass reason. To be true, is how I feel. They traversed all the way across the city, escaping arrow fire and a bunch of other stuff too, to go to this other gatehouse. And it seems to be fairly not defended. And I could just sneak in and try and take this victory point. Would be the best, sweetest thing I ever did. Okay, correct. If I ever did, I mean, on the other side of the map, we got multiple different kinds of units here traversing the city walls, getting into the grill of the enemy, taking arrow fire, trying to take out both gatehouses. You can see multiple units trying to traverse inwards, trying to take that vantage point. Multiple scaling the walls as well, meeting defenders all across, all along the line here. You can go across all the way.
One of our generals has fallen. Do not waver.
Because that's really how you feel. I've said that that's how I feel. To be true. And it's been said multiple times. And you can see the enemy too put up a good fight right on that inner wall where the Yellow Turban warriors were sandwiched against the wall. See both gatehouses still trying to get through, even with my generals in the mix.
Strike them down.
And we're healing again on them, and they're really the ones that have been workhorsing through that gatehouse wall. And we got the other units too as well. For some reason, some of them just stopping and not traversing up on those walls that we need them to in certain spots. Right up here.
We are in place. Up the walls.
You can see my grouping of units on the other side of the map. Those generals and horsemen still trying to get past that gatehouse. Doesn't seem to be hitting the gatehouse though for some reason.
Raiders, prepare. The time has come. Show fury! Show fury!
Well, that is fairly strange to be true. There we go. Gatehouse damage is happening. It's the one thing we want to continue to do here. And look, still down 2,000 to what, 4,100. Still waiting for reinforcements to arrive. Still trying to scale up those walls as well as... See a huge battle happening on the right side of the wall here. Still working on that gatehouse wall. And most of the horsemen are gone now. Gate damage 33%. And we have another retinue hitting the field here. Much, much needed assistance. And we're going to go to the same spots that we've been. Generals still keep doing their thing.
Make ready.
We have lost a unit. Nobody survived.
You can still see the horsemen working on that doorway. 53% gate damage on the eastern side. And now they are starting to shore up that position. You can see certain units maneuvering overwards. There's still a lot for the enemy here. A lot of different units. The main bout on the main wall, they got a bunch of different units. They got some Axe Band, they got some Kingstown Marines and Forces of Virtue. You got a bunch of different arrowmen storming the gatehouse area, which we don't have too many units that are holding it down now. We're kind of in the corner on the outside of the building, so they ran us right out of the garrison area in that left gate, and on the right gate, that inner wall, same thing's happening. You can see just one unit of Bringers of Righteousness kind of chilling there, but the walls, we have quite a few units on and still fighting up there with the enemy. A couple units here, a Jai Militia, you know, wavering. You got some Giant Infantry Captain. You have heavy Jai Infantry. Also, again, along the outer wall, Giant Sword Guards. Two units, Axe Band, and then some Spearmen. The one side, we have been able to grasp and rout multiple units, 3 exhausted units, Yellow Turban Warriors here, moving past and trying to get to the Spearmen that have been causing problems. We also have another one there, too, as well, to be able to shift over more units. Another one of our units, Yellow Turban Warriors, just a small band in the wave of enemy. But the enemy ultimately sandwiched on either side here and wavering on either side. So these battles here on this wall's fairly important. And it looks to be slightly in our favor, even though the enemy has traversed outwards now. We got more units to deal with them. Luckily enough, again, and we getting more. More are starting to hit the field. We still have quite a few units here, and the balance of power is shifting. 2,550. It just keeps shifting. So we're going to try and keep our units together, though, because we do not want to... We don't want to screw around, because these guys are fighting. This is the thing of this.
Destroy them!
And the gatehouse over on this side, wavering, you know, getting there, 85%. So it's going to break down, and they only got a couple units stationed here. So we can get our 2 generals together and get them to just hit home. That's going to be over. So the enemy has emerged victorious on the left side. And really all across that outer wall, they have vanquished and done well. Again, right on that inner wall, still fighting happening. Enemy routing, but so are some of my units, sadly.
Our time is now. Up, move. Go, go, go. The time has come.
Scale the walls.
Take them down.
Mounted Lancer Militia making a gambit against those archers, but the archers making it difficult. And they are wavering.
We have destroyed their gates.
And they are retreating. They have wavered and retreated. And main gatehouse area, my generals are still there battling, and they've taken out a large amount of enemy. Still. And we continue to hit knowledge of the body for them to be buffed up and healed, and the enemy is retreating upon this. They have some Lankai archers left there, and once that's over with...
Flee the battlefield. The time has come.
Prepare.
One of our generals is way off in the middle of nowhere right now. We are able to break through the gatehouse. So we are going to attack one of those heavy crossbow units.
Take heed, warriors.
And get off his horse.
Attend.
One of the generals, and we're going to bring him to the fort walls to try and capture these arrow towers. One of our other generals, though, is going to do battle against the heavy crossbow units, and I think the better way of it would be send him all the way across the city to the other generals that are healed up, or getting healed up, supposed to be healed up. Still battle happening all across this wall here. The enemy is finally being overwhelmed on the walls on the outer. That is for certain.
Look! The enemy run! Craven!
Charge!
There's 4 units despairing here, trying to take on this heavy spear guard, less than half health. We barely have about equal amount there. Again, working with 4 units that are fairly low health, taking on 1 half health unit. The half health unit has an advantage. Alright, yeah.
Our men are running! The spineless cowards!
At the ready!
We've taken the gates!
Taking the gatehouse.
I'll come with Buzz! Hold the line!
One of our comrades has fallen. That is not good.
Our gates are besieged!
Make ready! Destroy them!
Prepare!
And we're going to go for the capture point here, I think. So my generals are on the move inside the city, and they're making some noise for true.
The gates!
At the ready! Go, go, go! Take heed, warriors! Stand ready!
So how did this wall break apart? That is what I wonder. Is this where the general lost his life? He got hit? I'm wondering. Is this him?
I'll come with Buzz! Hold the line!
Feel yourself.
Take heed, warriors!
And our generals here and there are dropping.
March at the double!
We are winning, though. 1921 to 1936, so it's evened out. We've had more forces hit the field, and the enemy is starting to regather and regroup on this outer wall,
Our gates are
this western wall. It's just all across it. We're still fighting amongst the wall. We've certainly edged out the enemy. They're starting to retreat from the wall. To be true. That is, we have won the walls. And a certain kind of regrouping happening by the enemy. And just as we're trying to capture this point, you can see it, we start getting attacked.
stand ready!
And the enemy is doing a bad maneuver here by way of shooting arrows towards it. 2 generals, and the arrows friendly fire upon the enemy is not going to be good, but it's going to help. That is for certain.
At the ready! Ready!
You can see more of our forces maneuvering.
Archers, attend! Scale the walls!
Our gates are besieged! Attend!
Take heed, warriors.
Our two generals right near the capture point victory are starting to lose health, but we do have a knowledge of the body buff still available on both of them. So if we can just hold off a bit longer to get our forces inwards. Another one of our generals again cut down. We just have a small amount of forces controlling that one gate. And two generals here that could use that knowledge of the body buff, that is for certain. So what we can do here is try and retreat some of these generals back on this capture point, because it looks like they're going to be a bit embattled. Enemy still has quite a bit of forces left. They have three spearmen, they have some archers, heavy crossbow, and they also have some iron bulwark and more archer militia as well too. They got some retreating units, devastated, but still have health and forces of virtue. King Tsao Marines. They got some heavy spear guards. They got Lankai archers. They got some axe band. Yeah, so they are retreating back some forces in the inner courtyard. And they still have some forces right near the wall on the other side of the wall. A couple archers, it's just one archer and some swords retreating. But they also have, there's Kong Rong himself, the strategist, who's going to pass right by Kang Wei and Di Wu Xu Jin, trying to escape the inner courtyard.
Our gates are besieged. Move! Faster!
And they're going to meet up with Zhu Di and the other general, Wang Dun. As more arrives, and on the walls, we've captured quite a bit on the walls. Just seems to be one unit left on the walls for the enemy, and Jian Sword Guard unit. Seems to be, yeah. That's all it is. We're going to sandwich them.
Our gates are besieged. Stand ready.
We have one more knowledge of the body to hit here, and that buffs the 4 remaining generals, heals, and saves. So, there it is. There it is. There we go. So we have some forces. We have some archers that we can bring in to the settlement. And I think that's how we're going to do. We're going to hold this wall. It's going to be the best bet. Send in some melee infantry. Because the one side of the wall is good. We can bring down that infantry. Some crossbows still near the wall. We're going to send our melee infantry after. Again, these spearmen have been defeated. We have taken the walls, the western wall, and the eastern is interesting as well. They still have some trebuchet over there. They still have a couple of units here and there, but I think that we can win this. And the balance of power shifted squarely even because the enemy had received some reinforcements, so it says. So it looks to be. Enemy's still taking on Dong Li here. Look at this. Dong Li's still here, but he's got low health. Wonder if this unit's going to be able to take it. He's been sitting here for a bit now.
The enemy unit flees! What cowards!
To attention.
Take heed, warriors!
And the archers, you can see here the causeway, sending this heavy crossbow to regroup with the main remainder of the enemy army. right outside that courtyard, and they're getting pelted already. So this is going to be good. Because we do have some crossbows on the walls. We have some bows on the walls.
Locked and ready! Faster! Blades ready!
Attend! March at the double! Fight!
The men are out of ammunition!
Blades! Make ready! Show no mercy! Axe the ready!
Crossbows for the enemy here are getting fairly decimated by that wall action, putting the archermen up there.
The enemy run! Craven!
Enemy general in the mix too, trying to flee Kongrong. And they still have some heavy repeater crossbows over at the entrance. Again, they're spreading out their forces by way of attacking me piecemeal here, it seems. By way of me still situating by this wall.
Hurry! Move! Let's fly! Strike your target! Bowman, stand ready! Fire! Stand ready! Rain down missiles! Attend! Steel yourselves! Go! Go! The enemy warriors are running! Ah!
Let's take a sweep of the battlefield here.
Keen warriors! Our men have no ammunition. They cannot fire.
And I say we charge.
The enemy warriors are running! Ah!
Steel yourselves! Ready yourselves!
Prepare!
Prepare! Strike! A unit has been completely destroyed.
Last of Kongrong's forces here. Might as well be, to be true.
of ammunition.
And we have broken through there.
Prepare. Double time. Move out quickly.
You can see more forces of the enemy here trying to regroup. You got 2 spearmen units, you have 2 sword units, and then another spearman, a 5th unit. Got to be careful with how we proceed here, because that's really it. It seems to be up here. It's almost dead even. And our generals might be the save of the day. That might be 778 against 851. It's getting close to the wire here. We're entering the inner courtyard, and almost the outer inner courtyard, to be true. And that's where we're gonna start sending our forces straight there.
Stand ready.
Attend.
The time has come.
Back ready.
Ready. Do not relent.
At the ready.
You can see my general go right after one of the heavy spear guard units.
Stand ready.
We are capturing the city.
See this spear circle here causing disruption in regards to my generals.
Prepare.
Archers ready.
We're going to charge over our main group here. You can see it's a showdown in little Tokyo. It's the way I feel about it. And on the other side, the enemy, spears and shields, and a ragtag group of yellow turban warriors trying to break through into this city. And the general decides to maneuver, to do something else. He's causing a distraction to happen here. We need to charge forth.
At the ready. Move out
What we need to
quickly.
do first...
Prepare. Kill them.
Run, run. Strike them down.
Yosia, raise arms.
An enemy seems to be freaking out a bit here. You can see some retreating happening for the enemy.
Unleash fury.
Ready, bolts. Run. Swords drawn. A unit has been completely destroyed.
In general, that is trying to take care of this Defenders of King Tao unit, causing a lot of problems.
For China.
Attack. Make
So
ready.
3 generals trying to take out this spearman unit, and all the while,
Now.
Stand ready. Faster.
To attention.
and the spearmen fold, and we're going to be able to attack with the generals right on the flank of the entrance of this inner courtyard. You can see the enemy bearing its side there, and as the generals come crashing down into the enemy, a wave of men go flying and chaos ensuing, causing disruption to the rank of the enemy as the yellow turban warriors try to push past.
Make ready. Strike. To attention, archers.
To baton.
Attack. March at the double.
Steel yourselves.
To attention.
Take heed, warriors.
4 generals in the mix here. 2 of them hurt fairly badly here. I'm going to try and retreat them outwards.
Double time.
Get them out of there. They're on the horses still.
Stand ready. Move out quickly.
Stand ready. Loose missiles.
Prepare. Ready. Make ready.
Still fairly even here. 555 against 528. It's coming down to the wire.
The time has come.
The city is being taken.
We have captured the victory point. Lucky enough.
Attend!
To attention.
To attention! Take heed, warriors!
At the ready. Move.
Retreat that third general and leaves that last person, Wang Dun, in the mix. Remember that. Was it the trust of God that we gave him? Well, it was actually heirloom spear, to be true. Well, there was heirloom spear, and that's the case. No, it wasn't. It was the war spear, the warglaive. That's the one that we gave him, the warglaive. That was correct. The warglaive. And you don't know why, because that's what everything happened here, Alex. This is all what this was. You understand that? Well, then whatever, then. Like I said, what means Spirit Guides relayed.
Attend. Stand.
You won't know why it works that way. You don't understand. Well, okay, correct.
To attention.
You don't know why. You don't understand.
Our men have no ammunition.
You don't know why.
They cannot
Not a
fire.
good enough reason here. The enemy is unraveling. You gotta get some armored Geon Sword Guard here about to retreat. That leaves 3 spearman units, and this ragtag group, it's like... What is it here? What do we got here? We got, two Yellow Turban Warriors, Spearmen, 3 Yellow Turban Warriors, Regs, 3 Sacred Garden Watchers at Yusha.
For justice.
That was Yusha, as well as some bowmen storming the front, and they retreated. That's it. That's the end of this. We survived. We made it victorious. Kongrong is vanquished. Unbelievable. You can see the inner courtyard here, the amount of battle that has ensued. Not the inner walled area, sorry. Near the entrance, you can see multiple areas where the clashes happen. Of course, the gatehouse, well, for what it is, you can see multiple different kinds of action on the walls. Look at that. Still have a glaive unit up here that I had forgotten about, actually, to be true. And then, of course, on the other side, a bit of clashes as well, too. And the wall, the instantaneous... Like, what is this wall? This is where the general died? He was right over here standing, trying to take the arrow tower, and I think that is what happened. The wall broke apart, I guess, from a firing ballista or something of that nature. Catapult, maybe. Of course, in the inner courtyard, we can see that clash happening right in front of the stairs. And of course, the generals taking their toll on the men. Captured. Claim victory. Pyrrhic victory. End battle.
Your war has brought you to the very gates of your enemy. Behind their walls, they steel themselves against your armies. They cannot hold out forever. Yet an assault may be costly if not swift. Yet wait too long,
They
and
lacked a
reinforcements may
coherent
arrive to relieve their embattled comrades. War has long ravaged.
You don't think that happens to you? I don't think it does, and it shouldn't. At all. Alright, well, that's a part of whatever the heck that is. So, alright, well, whatever then. You don't know why. This is what Alex said. If need be, I mean, that's how I feel about it. Okay, correct. That's how you feel about it. Yep. We're going to occupy and aid wounded.
They are lost. And need
So,
guidance.
yeah, faction destroyed Kongrong. The faction is no more, leaving one less warrior on the battlefield of history. They may be remembered, or their very name may be consigned to oblivion. And it happened. That is what took place here. You understand that? What means Spirit Guides relayed is what I'm saying. So you can see some generals here recovering. Lu Yong again gets something to speak about here, and we can give him a warglaive too as well. Young, are you certain? It looked like he had the warblade on, to be true. Ouyang. Also see subtlety is one of them. Resourcefulness. Focus. Focus is good. 10% range damage, 4% ranged armor piercing damage. Enlightenment, cunning, resolve. 3% income from industry. We do have a lot coming in these days, 28k, so it's a lot to be able to. We do have a lot of armies, though, and of course, we're going to have to hold it down in this one area because of the recovery. We need 2 turns apiece. We can recruit another.
With wisdom.
Ben, do not break.
Songting Yu.
Reserve action.
Ever upwards. Moving out. Marching. The mightiest tree survives on its roots. Serve integrity.
Always forwards. Each step in wisdom. Cast anchor.
For the people. Towards peace. When drawing a bow.
And for some reason, it doesn't want to do that. Come on, transfer.
Forward.
Remain flexible to react with agency. Ever onwards.
Embarking.
Silliness. Well, anyway, Kongrong is, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We own, the north is now secured to a certain extent right when the enemy is about to attack by way of Gongsun Zan over in Baihai. We still have other things to worry about, but Kongrong is not one of them. Thanks for joining.